All right, we've got some vertical spawns here on Entombed Valley. MVP Monster is the newcomer for Team MVP, the pink Zerg up in the top left. And down in the bottom right, it is SlayerS Mia, who's taken out 2 Protoss players in a row. Let's see if he can go for 3 wins in a row here for SlayerS.
All right, so vertical spawns, top left, bottom left, as you mentioned before. So we'll see what these guys have to offer now. Interesting, these have been non-traditional map choices, at least so far that we've seen in a lot of our tournaments. We had Antigua Shipyard being reserved for a PVZ. We have Entombed Valley now set up for a ZVZ. And I don't know. It's crazy, man. I don't know how to handle this.
Just watch and cast the games, I guess.
Okay.
That's probably the best way to handle any frustration that you've got from seeing these non-traditional matchups on these maps. I mean, we're gonna do it. So we'll see if it works or not. I don't know if it'll calm me down.
Yeah. Anyway, so just a reminder to you guys, IPL 5 tickets in full swing right now. We want you guys to come out to IPL 5, the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, from November 29th to December 2nd. Tickets are on sale, IGN.com/IPL5 for all of the information. We're going to have $100,000 StarCraft 2 tournament, $100,000 League of Legends tournament, the GSL Code S semifinals and finals, and 2 days of the GSL World Championship, which is just going to be amazing.
I literally only really remember 2 things from the World Championship. Obviously, there were some great games, but the things that stick out in my mind are White Raw beating MC on Shakura's Plateau because it was sick. And I watched it with Kibikaki and Drewby and Katz at their house, the Root Gaming House in Florida, and that was fun to stay up and watch. And then TT1 winning a game and almost burning himself alive.
Oh, I was about to say the fire is what I remember.
That's right. TT1 nearly being burned alive by one of those floor flamethrowers. He took kind of a weird route out of the GSL booth. He should have gone behind, instead went in front and nearly lost his hand to that flamethrower.
Yep.
But I do remember Domaga doing well. I think Domaga beat Nestea. Ended his ZVZ streak as well.
Correct.
So 3 things I remember. But Domaga ending Nestea's ZVZ streak on televised games is crazy, crazy awesome. And Domaga's smile, of course, just never stops, goes ear to ear. So great to see that stuff.
Here we have, oh wow, okay, this is pretty interesting out of Monster. Obviously, Mia decided to go for Hatch first, went for Pool and Gas right afterwards, so everything's looking pretty normal for him. Of course, he's not going to get Zergling speed as fast as possible, prioritizing instead getting 2 Queens. Now, Monster has decided to just go for a Baneling bust right away. He has a ton of Zerglings coming out. He decided to go 1 base Zergling speed very quickly. He didn't stop mining gas and is putting up that Baneling nest off of just 1 base. Now, this Overlord has gotten in there and didn't see a thing.
But the other Overlord already spotted, the one in the middle by the Zelnaga Tower, spotted these Lings already on the move as they walked past the Zelnaga Tower. So he is going to be aware of something going interestingly here. He's got something at his ramp. Is that a Queen or what's on his ramp? Oh, 4 Lings waiting already for these 4 Banelings. He probably doesn't know that they're going to be Banelings coming, but he did see the Lings in the first place.
Yes, just more and more Lings coming out now, as these Banelings are certainly going to be able to move in and do some serious damage if they're not found out. Zergling speed just finishing up as well.
Wow.
Looks like this Overlord does see the Banelings now. He's going to have to defend quite a bit.
Incredibly fast Banelings from Monster. 4 Banelings. Is he going to use them on the Queens? It doesn't look like he wants to, but he might have to here as his Lings are getting focused down. And 3 Banelings actually managed to get in. 2 Banelings left. It looks like the Lings might be able to finish off. Wow, they do finish off that Queen, and Monster has a free reign here. Oh, the 2 Banelings, they could have gotten some. Instead, they're going to kill off the handful of Lings. Another great target for the Banelings of Monster, and Monster is actually looking really scary here as he continues to just make Lings and Banelings in that production tab.
Monsters are really scary, let me tell you. So more Banelings continuing to morph in as 2 more make their way up the ramp as well. So Mia just trying to do whatever he can to hold these off. He's not producing. Okay, he did have 1 more Queen coming up, but he's not making a second at the moment. He's trying furiously to go up to a Roach Swarm, but the Banelings are just going to try and bust their way through. Very nice block with the Queen for the time being, and he minimizes losses to his drones. How many workers have been killed? 7 so far, and it is a slight worker lead, believe it or not, after all of this for Monster, but of course he's producing off of just 1 hatchery.
That's right, and he's still sending more Lings. There's no Baneling nest for Mia. Roach Warren's not even done yet, so this hatchery is basically forfeit. I don't know what SlayerS Mia is going to be able to do to stop this. So that with the hatchery being forfeit, there are 2 spine crawlers inside the main. Once this Roach Warren comes up, obviously he'll be able to stand up a little bit better, taking out 1 Baneling for 1 Ling. Not bad there for Mia, but now that the Roach Warren is done, he should be able to stand up this a little bit better. Monster responding to that counterattack. He had plenty of Lings coming out as well. Running away from the Broodlings, always good. And not risking any more Zergling deaths, but these Spine Crawlers really are going to be the difference here for Mia.
He is actually droning up at the moment, but he still has a lot of links out on the map and could continue to put on pressure if he so desires. Looks like he's planning on taking another base, though, but this drone is going to die. No! Survives just a little bit. I thought he would just suicide his links, but even then the positioning was too good for a monster.
Nope, he'll never lose that drone, I predict, because it will probably turn into a hatchery here soon.
I imagine.
He may lose a hatchery, but that's not really a drone, per se. Yeah, he is going to start that hatch, so the drone is safe. We do have 3 roaches blocking the ramp now for Mia, but he's not going to be able to reestablish that hatchery anytime soon, with Monster still just patrolling around with that huge group of lings, and he's not making any more banelings at the moment, but Mia is building that baneling nest to be able to deal with it in case they come back with more.
So it's 1 base to a second being constructed now for Monster, and he has a little bit of a lead in that regard after the kind of the crazy start, and actually has a lead in terms of workers as well, even going to pick off these larvae here sitting around. Yep.
They die off creep anyway. Like, yeah, they're basically dead, but it's just giving you a graphically violent visual instead of Zerglings chewing on larvae that they were just born from moments ago.
Good.
They're just natural-born killers, those Zerglings.
So Mia's in kind of a rough spot. He's going to be down a base here momentarily. He's trying to find a way to bust his way out of this and put on economic damage or pressure to his opponent, but it's a lot of lings sitting here for Monster. He's going to back up, but almost had a potential to get a surround on those roaches.
Well, Monster has his own roaches coming out now, and he's already starting to move them across the map. I'm not sure there's some weird pink-red action going on just outside. Oh, it's an Overlord fight. Oh no, they're bumping into each other. And that's always painful, of course, mid-air collisions from Overlords. They just float so well, though, even though they're fighting and bumping into each other.
There are going to be a total of 5 roaches here in a second, and Monster's just waiting till he gets in position with all the rest of his forces. I mean, he's got a pretty good contingent of roaches back at home. He can sit behind and just flank with these Zerglings, or do a run-by here in a bit. Are there any defensive banelings? 1 and a couple of Spine Crawlers, so Mia is going to be able to hold on for a while, but it looks like he's trying to put on his own pressure now. 8 banelings morphing in the middle of the map.
We do have a ton of banelings. Yeah, 8 banelings morphing, and actually Mia might be able to get some use out of those. It's really going to depend on Monster's positioning with his own roaches to see how many of those banelings actually make it through and actually get able to contact something. Wow, that baneling from Monster just destroyed all those lings. That means the banelings are going to have a much harder time getting in for anything, and they are all going down. That's a GG as soon as those banelings are wasted.
All right, well, that is a win back now for MVP. Mia finally goes down, and the score is 3-2. He's still in favor.